Here's Phil to tell you more.
When I worked out, what was my favorite body part to work out? I did not have a favorite body part to work out. I didn't favorite my body parts. Oh, my left delt was my favorite body part to work out. What are you talking about, man?
I did all exercises. I did the curls, right? I did the bench press, squats. I did I'm trying to remember exactly which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. I did a ton. Like I did a ton of different exercises back then, actually. Oh, the one where you bend over, you just have the one arm coming up like this and you alternate. I did those.
I did a whole bunch of exercises because I told you, my dad in the basement of our house, he had a whole weight set and he had all these posters of exercises and things. So I just basically did those based on, he showed me the basics and I would just basically do that stuff. And I buffed up like crazy. I was actually drinking those whey protein smoothie things. I would buy them from like GNC, and I would take that and I would be working out, and I buffed way up. Like no exaggeration, I had no muscles at all when I was in high school. I was just like a string bean, zero muscles. This arm, I know you laughed at, oh, you don't have a big muscle now, right? I don't have a big muscle now, but you see the muscle I have? I had nothing. This was like a twig, like zero muscle to my arm at all in high school. And then when I worked out, I ended up getting muscle. And I kind of retained some of that over the years. Oh. I love that. I still have the little muscle I have is because I worked out. And it's good that I kind of kept it because, like I said, I was so effing skinny in high school. And then after that, I buffed up. Did working out cause my back issues? No. I had my back issues came much later. My back issues came in the late 2000s. I was working out, hardcore for like 1 to 2 years in the early 2000s. Yes, I experienced physical bullying and intimidation when I was in high school, constantly. In reality, that's one of the reasons that actually convinced me to start working out. Because I was so skinny in high school that I said, man, maybe if I actually worked out and started buffing up and I could defend myself, then people wouldn't bully me around. And that's when I started buffing up, and I gained, no exaggeration, I probably gained like 20 pounds of muscle just by working out. I was a super skinny dude. Did working out end up making a difference with bullies? Yeah. Like, again, this was my early 2000s. So, I was in my like late teens, early 20s.
I went from being the guy who was bullied in school to the guy who everyone just stayed the fuck away from. Like, no one wanted to mess with me because I actually had like buffed up a bit, and they were like, oh shit. That's 100% a lie.
Let's stay away from it, Like, seriously, like, and those are like kind of those early days of me early 2000s traveling around playing Street Fighter. And, then I became an asshole. Then I became like a big-headed asshole talking shit online, probably as a result of buffing up a bit and working out. And I thought I was hot shit, right? So here I am talking shit online constantly to everyone under the sun about Street Fighter, and it was really stupid. I shouldn't have done that. The thing about exercise is, for me anyway, when I got into exercise, once you get past the hurdle of making it a regular part of your schedule and the initial weeks to months of it kind of being painful because you're not used to doing it, once you get past that and it becomes a regular part of everything, it's actually good to do. It's fun to do. Like, you start to get addicted to that feeling that they call the burn, right? You start to burn in your muscle, and it's, oh, I like that feeling. I like the feeling of it's burning, and now it's healing and building up more protein and everything. It feels good after a while. You just have to get used to it.
Most people just, they're lazy, complacent. They're not used to exercise.
Once you get used to it, it actually feels fun and good. It's something you want to do. You desire the next workout. But you have to get to that point, and a lot of people can't get past that initial hurdle, right? Like right now, I know if I had time to get into a regular workout routine, I would very enjoy it. I know I would. I've done it times in my life. I actually really like working out. It's fun. And again, you can do things. You can like listen to videos or, listen to music while you're doing it. So it's not even like you're just doing dedicated to that. You can do other things you find pleasurable while you're working out. There's, it's fun, but you got to get to that point where you have for my problem right now is time. If I wanted to regularly work out, I really don't have time to regularly work out because I'm working so much. I'm 36 years old, guys. I'm not 20 years old, you know. I have to get up and move around and do physical activity and do other things. Looks like we have some impersonators, guys, just so everybody knows. FYI. So just be careful. But it looks like there's a few people in chat who are trying to impersonate other people who were regulars in chat on purpose. It looks like my moderators have picked up on it and got a few of them out of here this morning, which is good. Don't be fooled by people who are trying to impersonate others, okay?
Alec91, 16 months as a member, said, what was your PRs for bench squats deadlifts? I don't know.
I have to keep explaining. I weightlifted in the early 2000s, about 20 years ago. I don't have records. I have no recollection of any of the weights or reps or anything that I did 20 years ago. I have absolutely no fucking clue. I did not record that. I never fathomed, all right, that in the early 2000s, when I was in my early 20s, now I'm in my 40s, when I was in my early 20s, that 20 years later, there would be a stream of 400 people sitting here on a phantom site that didn't exist yet called YouTube who would ask me my statistics for when I was working out back then. Also, if you want to know the truth, I don't see the point in recording and bragging about that shit. It's supposed to be your personal goals, your personal growth, your personal, you know? It's not about, oh, I gotta fucking share that with people on the internet to brag about it. I think that's silly, right? I'll tell you right now, there's something that's going to be coming up later this year, that documentary from June the King, okay? When he was making and working on the documentary about me, there were times when he would hit me up with questions, all right? And like, here's an actual question he asked me. So, where did you get the figure for the value of the PC that Chris Furtado made for you that you said was a lemon? He hit me with that question, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea. But you're asking me a question that applies to like 2010 in 2024. I don't remember. And unlike maybe him, I don't have any receipts. Like, I didn't save anything 14 years ago to prove what I spent on a PC. So you're making a documentary about me about something that happened 14 years ago, and you're asking me a specific question. There's literally no way I could have any actual knowledge or evidence of anything that you're asking me. So, like, I know what's going to happen, right? Like, so when that documentary comes out later this year, it's just going to be a bunch of negative shit that people have said about me over the years, and just literally no way to defend myself to it. I'm like, I don't know. Either I say, yes, it definitely happened, I'm bad, that was my fault, or I literally don't remember, I can't tell you. Noct says, didn't you have a chance to defend yourself with the Mike Plum doc but turned it down? False! How exactly? Again, like, let's say I did the Mike Plum documentary. So you got someone from back in the day, let's say it was someone from the Street Fighter community, who would come out and be like, yeah, Darkseid was an asshole, he did this and this. So what would I do? I would either say, that's a lie, or that's true. How would I prove it? It's like, okay, this guy said something bad about me. Man, that's not true, right?
And then Debo did a super chat saying, we call LTG Malibu's most wanted in the hood.
I don't think anyone on the stream cares about LTG, Debo, including me. Just being honest, like, you're kind of wasting your breath. I get it. It's like a joke, but it's not funny because no one cares about LTG here, you know? People person says, the last time I went to Subway, I asked for a receipt. The worker angrily looked at me and said, if you want it, go take it, and held the stare. What does that even mean?
What? What does that mean? I don't know.
What does that even mean? How would you go to... Okay, I'd be like, okay, and I'd walk behind the counter where you're not supposed to be, and I would open the fucking register and just take the whole reel of tip for the seat out and say, you told me to do it, stupid. Did you not, you fucking asshole? Here, you want your fucking receipt? And slam it down in his face. All right, I wouldn't do that. Why don't you just make the food yourself, too? Right? In fact, why don't you just receive payment for working at the store?
Why not just actually take money out of the register and say, well, this is my payment for coming in and making my own sandwich? Among Us? The fuck is that? What are you talking about? Five Nights at Freddy's, 5 turds in Freddy's toilet.